Everyone and welcome to Vrl F2 second race of the season. We had Vietnam last weekend. We're here for Zandvoort, the two new tracks on the calendar, the two new tracks on the game. We're going now on to qualifying already for the second round of the season. Last time round we had Kerem winning the race, and we'll see what he can do right now. He won the race from pole, quite a dominant performance, even though he did some mistakes, so see if you have the same kind of excitement. I'm Jamil F1, alongside me is Felix. So Felix, what are you looking forward to this race? Like, what kind of, who do you expect to perform well, to be a contender for the win today?
We've had some people join the league, and they are reserves as of right now, but they're very quick, and I would say that they could even drive in F1, and such drivers are Berliner and
Monster, yes.
They're really fast, so I think they could challenge for the win, and maybe also Kerem.
Yep. Saw Kerem's pace last weekend. We saw those two new drivers, of course, their pace on other leagues and time trials, so they could maybe fight up there with Kerem, but at the moment leader the championship to him. Another driver to keep an eye out today is Avesta, even though he did not participate on the last race, he did not have the game, but well, he was in F1 last season, could be a contender to take the victory maybe. So his first time alongside Alex
honestly,
here.
I have not seen a Vesta race, so I don't know what its pace like is on this new game.
Yeah, so there's a lot to find out still in this race. See everyone going out onto the track. First out is MK17. He's got an incident behind us. That look like Matthias.
Peter just went wide.
Yeah,
so
he just went wide there. There's some yellow flags. Everything's still good. So the MK17 now is going to start his lap. Finished second in Vietnam. Had some good pace. Was in the lead entering the final lap, but unfortunately got a puncture, which let Kerem get the win. Tried to stretch out those hard tires to the end. Didn't work out. He'll hope for better luck this time around in Zandvoort, who come around the final two corners, ready to start the first lap of the session here in the Netherlands. And right behind him is one of the Renaults. That should be Marcus. Yes. So let's see what can MK17 do here.
Oh, Sam has almost crashed the car.
So there's yellow flags up there on the straight. Now it's everything clear. So it's one.
Yeah, that was Sam. He got oversteer and almost hit the wall.
Yeah, he returns to the pits now. Is not going to settle out on this run here, as MK17 does a 29.8 on the first sector. See what Marcus can do here. Only a 30.4, both on the soft tires.
If Matthias doesn't get out of the way, he's gonna get disqualified. Oh no!
And he still stopped right there at turn 1.
Yeah, he was at the pit exit, so if he was there for longer, he would have been disqualified.
There's a spin. That is TRT James beginning the second sector on that fast right-hander on the end of the first sector. Got a spin right there, manages to keep it going, but that's a lap gone for him. As MK17 to come across the line right now. He'll set a 1:8.7 the first time of qualifying. That's actually a pretty fast lap here for...
Yeah, that's... Wow.
Steiner goes second. Kerem is only fourth, behind his teammate and behind Wakandareri in the McLaren. Who is next to cross the line? Should be one of the Alfa Romeos. Is that Berliner? Yeah, Berliner will go only 6th on the medium tires. Probably did a mistake on his run. So there's one of the Williams. Marcos goes 7th fastest, 1:10.4. As TRT James now back to pits after his spin. Kimi now.
I think Berliner is doing another lap. He's pushing again.
Kimi will go 9th. X18 now goes 8th fastest on the softs. So MK17, brilliant lap time. He's 5/10 ahead of Wakandarari in second. Monster on the medium tires, now 4th as Tyres goes 3rd. See one of the Ferraris coming across. Is that's MK17 returning to the pit lane. As we look at Balliner, he's doing another lap, improving 3 seconds. Should have been due to a mistake on the previous run. Coming across the final corners. What lap can he do right here? Can he challenge maybe Monster on the medium tires? Where will he be? He'll go 5th fastest, right behind Monster. 19.5, great lap by him. Now the 2 Red Bulls there. Monster will be returning to the pit as is X18. Wonder if there's anyone still on the lap there. Is Matt's going to begin his first lap of the day on the soft tires.
So he has a qualifying ban, but he's gonna invalidate the lap, and I told him he could do that because it's not a timed lap.
Ah, yes.
That's why he's doing this.
So he'll not finish this lap, he'll just retire from the session on the middle of it. Meanwhile, we see Sam on his first lap, 30.2 through the first sector. That is 3/10 lower than MK17, both on the soft tires. Sam now seems to be a clean lap, but not being able to challenge on the front runners. He got a podium last race, brilliant drive. He fell back on the middle of the race, started in 7th, had an incident early on, was able to recover back to the podium. Now he'll do his first lap of the day. He'll go 8th fastest, splitting the 2 racing points. The Mercedes now going to come across the line. That's Alex beginning his first lap. Then the Alfa Romeo of Matt is invalidated at the time. He will be retiring from the session soon. Hank Peter now begins his lap. Did a mistake on the first run. Is there anyone still on the lap? A lot of people beginning their laps right now, actually. TRT James is now on the track for his second attempt. Spun on the first one like Matthias did. So, see these 5 there on the soft tires gonna go at, and as Just Chris is gonna begin his first lap as well. So these 5 cars gonna be setting their first time session, challenging MK17 as they hope. TRT James at 30.1 through the first sector. Now Alex will do 48.7 through second sector. Will come across the line soon. He finished 8th in the last time round. Started from the back. Not a good qualifying from him last time round. Can he maybe change his fortunes here in Zandvoort? Well, will he go? Goes 8th fastest, right ahead of Sam. Now for Hank Peter finishing the lap. Where will he be on? He'll go 5th fastest, right behind Monster, and right ahead of Balliner. TRT James also on his lap. Gonna finish it now. Where will he be? Goes only 11th. I think he did a mistake on the last sector because his second sector time was actually pretty good. Just Chris. Well, will he go? He's currently at the last corner, and he's gonna go 8th fastest between Avesta and Stein. So Matt, the only driver, of course, not to set a time. He has to serve the qualifying ban, so he cannot set a time. As Kerem goes 2nd fastest, 18.9, could challenge MK17 for pole position. See a lot of drivers now beginning their laps. MK17, one of them beginning his time, 18.7 last time round. His tires retired from the session. He's hit the wall on the beginning of the second sector. The second turn on Sector 2, he's gone off, won't improve on that time. It's still a good lap, can still get a good position, but he will not improve from his 19.2. So, improving his time, MK17 could still beat Kerem by even longer and could still clinch that first place by even more. So, oh, there's one car spun right there. It's one of the Red Bulls. That should be X18. Was spun on the middle of the course. Manages to get out of the way. MK17 still improving. Could go faster than that 18.7. We'll see if he can get a faster time. Qualified 4th in Vietnam. Where will he go right now? DRS wide open, coming across the line. He'll do a 18.5. As Monster does a 18.
Slipstream from Stein. Oh, he's not finishing his lap.
Oh, has he done a mistake? Maybe on the last sector. He was improving.
Nah, I'm not sure. He did do a purple middle sector.
Yeah, he was improving by 3/10 on his lap. Maybe he did not like the lap much. Maybe came into the pit so he could still get a shot at starting on the medium tires. So as Monster improved in second now, has the soft tires for his start, not for the mediums that he did the first run on. As Kimi improved his time, both the Williams there, 15th and 16th. Kimi got some points last race. Didn't qualify well, but managed to stay out of trouble. Got a nice P7 at the end of things. Who else is coming on the run? As Monster will be returning to the pits. That one of the Renaults. Marcos seems to be out of fuel on his way back to the pits. The yellow flags all the way around him and around one of the Ferraris as well. MK17 letting someone through. Last one was just one of the Mercedes. Kimi finishing his time. No, he's back to the pits as well. All being set up for the last run in qualifying. There are some guys in the outlap. Can they do 2 runs from here on? I'm not so sure if they could still get 2 timed laps in on this remaining time of qualifying. There's 7 minutes left. Depending on when they begin those laps, they could still make it, as Sam has already started his lap. He's improving, not much, 2/10 only. Those 2/10 could put him maybe inside the top 10. If he does not improve on the last sector, he would go 11th. But there he goes, on to 9th position, 19.6. So there's a racing point coming now across the line. It's Karen beginning his lap time. And on another flying lap here, did not do a good first lap. Second lap was indeed pretty good, not enough to take the front row spots. See if he can improve on the second time around it. Everything seemed to be clean for him on this lap. He's improving not much, only by 1/100th of a second. So he'll come across.
Something else that changed. Some guys last race didn't know that it was manual gear, so for that one time we decided to put it on automatic for the ones who needed it. But you can already see X18, who used it last race, is just at the back, and yeah, he's one of the only ones that used automatic, I think.
Yep. Oh, and Karaman validated that time. And as you mentioned, the manual gears could affect some drivers compared to the last race's results. X18 finished 6th in Vietnam. I don't think he can match those results for now, as his pace is showing. And there's Balliner on the medium tires again. He's trying to start on those mediums. So I don't think it's going to rain for the race. Could still do a reverse strategy. Now, can he do a soft to medium strategy here? I'm not so sure. I haven't tested the strategies yet.
I don't know what the strategy is.
Me neither.
Normally I know all the strategies, but I just don't know. Oh, Monster has just ruined his lap. He went wide at one of the corners. Yep. I don't know which one.
On sector 2, yeah, he was on his flying lap, not going to improve for the time being, as here comes a Canderering round the final corner. Oh, going into the pits. He seemed to be in a good time actually, but returns to the pits, setting up for the final run. Matthias will go back to the pits as well. As having Mateus improves to 12th fastest.
Balliner is on his lap. He's going through the final corner now.
Well, he's improving. He's improving 5/10. Could get a brilliant lap here on the medium tires. Where will he go second? It's actually on the soft, so I thought it was on the mediums. It was showing the medium tires, but goes second. 1:8.7.
That's a decent
now,
lap.
it's very good. It's a quite a good lap here, but not enough to take pole position away from the Ferrari of MK17. I don't think he has enough time to return to the pits. Of course, there might be one of those glitches on the times for us, but I'm not so sure if he can come back and set another time. Could stay with that.
Maybe.
The
I'm not really sure.
Matthias has retired from the session, not going to improve as well. He's probably not going to be able to make another run. See already some cars out onto the track. There's 3 minutes left in the session. Some guys already on their flying laps. They're probably going to retire from qualifying after they finish the lap, if they finish before the clock runs down to 0. There is one of the Renaults. It's Marcus, the only Renault actually, driving it today, not improving his time for the time being to the 19.5, currently 9th place. So
He's on the wheel, I think, this race.
oh, I didn't know
he's on the controller.
I didn't know he drove on the wheel until you said right now. As he makes a spin right there on the first corner, got on the curb, now does a good job getting out of the way. But he's not gonna be improving his time. There is the Red Bull of Monster now gonna start his time. 1 minute and 50 remaining in the session. Everyone going out for their last runs. Those in the pits, they're gonna be tight if they don't get out like right now, but they could still make it. It's a very short track, so there's still time for them to maybe get out and set the last runs. Oh, there's some traffic there on the way. Don't know if that affected him too much. One of the Mercedes, I think that was Jaffa Baboon in the way.
Oh yeah, I think he's back on track. I didn't know he was back in the session.
Yeah, he had disconnected. Now, fortunately, returned to the session. We lost his name here. His name is not appearing on the on the data, but he's still there in 14th. His lap 19.8 is still there. Oh, and Monster improving quite much here, improving nearly 2/10. If he can nail the last sector here, could challenge for pole position with MK17 through the last 2 corners he'll go. And what is this lap going to be like? Round the final banked curve at Zandvoort. Can he get the pole position away from MK17? No, he can't. By less than half a tenth a second. There's a 1:8.6. It's not going to be pole for him, but it's currently front row. Balliner beginning his time. MK17 on a lap, not improving. He'll probably set another one right now. There's one car stopped on the track. That's one of the racing points. Karam he was not improving much on his last run. I think he's waiting for the session to end so he can cross the line as Marcus retires from the session. Not going to improve. So here comes Ballon, and then Karam's got a 5-place grid penalty.
How did that happen?
He was waiting for qualifying to end so he could not retire manually from the session, so you could cross the line when the timing ends. But unfortunately, Kimi on the way, they both crashed, and in the end, Karam will get that time penalty as Wakanda Raring does a 18.8. Ballinen not improving much. He's down by 2 millitenths, so he did a purple sector too, but unfortunately his first sector was not great. As how close can he get to MK17? MK17 invalidates his last run.
Invalidated.
As Balliner, well, will he goes second, just ahead of Monster. but it's not going to be pole for him. MK17 remains with the 1.8.5, and by the looks of it, will stay on pole position, as many drivers have retired. Everyone has already crossed the line, so it's pole position for MK17. He got second on the last race. Could be a contender here for a title with Kerem. Kerem will only start in 10th place with the grid penalty. What can he do from 10th, as he still have to start on the soft tyres. Those behind have the free tyre choice. So what a lap, the 1.8.5, and very close between the top three. It's less than a half a tenth of a second separating them. What a lap by the Ferrari driver, as we wait for the clock to run down to 0 here.
Yeah. Yoda has to retire from the session.
Yes, he's in the pits, not gonna go out, so there is that glitch. I don't know if we're gonna have to wait those 1 minute, but still,
yeah, that's just
lots of things to watch out in the race. And now he retires from the session. Now we're finally gonna go onto the race. Now front row will be between the Ferrari driver MK17, his first pole in VRL, with Balliner in second place, Monster in third, separated by 0.03 of a second is P1 from P3. With Canderering in fourth position. Kerem with the 5th place grid penalty will start in 10th, did a good time still. Matthias will start in 5th position, Sam will start in 6th, Tyes will start in 7th, James in 8th, Stein in 9th, and Kerem the last top 10 spot. The rest of the drivers, just Chris, Marcus, Avesta, Javi Mateos, Alex, X18, Kimi and Matt will all have free tyre choice heading on to the Grand Prix. So great qualifying sessions, some great laps being set, a lot to expect from this race. Gonna see quite a few different strategies, few different calls, and the guy's not in the top 10. It seems sunny, so probably no rain will be expected on this race, so the guys behind might start on the hard tyres.
It'll be interesting to see, but I don't know what the strategy is. I mean, if it will be soft to hards, then I think they'll start on hards. But if it's soft to mediums, then they'll start on mediums, I guess.
Yes, they could start on the mediums. In case Manelli safety car, don't know if the hards can make it to the end. So that will be something else to watch out in this race. So as we wait for all the drivers to select their starting tyres, select their strategies, and get ready for the formation lap right before lights out, going onto the race. The second round of the season will be going out soon. As see the predicted strategy, the one stop between soft to hards, pitting around lap 11, is the optimal strategy, but also the 2 stops between soft and mediums is also an option. So it looks to be quite the same as Vietnam, so could see a lot of guys stretching the tires out to the end. A lot of different strategies going to play out. Going to see what tires are the guys behind on. A lot of guys on the mediums. There's Matt on the hards. Only Alex and Marcos on the soft tires out of the top 10. So a lot of different strategies here. As X18's been disqualified for the formation lap. There's contact with the vest here.
I was on board with Xavi Mateos, but I don't think he hit X18.
And it's quite weird because they're both split out by both Marcos and Alex, so quite a weird collision here, but it's only the formation lap. Moving on to the race, 36 laps on this short track, new track, first time VRL races in Zandvoort. First time most of these drivers are league racing at Zandvoort. A difficult place to overtake, Biggest overtaking spot, I'm pretty sure it's going to be at turn 1. The other DRS zone at sector 2. I don't think it's long enough for the drivers to pull alongside. Of course, you could see a couple moves right there, a couple risky moves up at the end of sector 2, but I don't think they will be made stick, as the drivers will line up to the grid right now. MK17 and Ballon are on the front row of the grid, with Monster and Wakanda Raring on the second row, Matthias and Sam on the third row. A lot to expect here from this race, as they all line up on their grid slots. Matt, the last car to come out onto his grid slot in P18. Mediums to hards also an option for a couple of these drivers. The ones starting on the softs, they have the options between 1 and 2 stops, and here we go. The lights are going to come on soon. Ahead of the drivers, 3, 4, 5 lights. And the lights are out, away it goes. Seems like a great start for MK17. He gets away. Look at Wakanda Raring in the middle there. Tried to do a move. Not a good start from Balliner. Drops back now onto 4th place, as MK17 still leads. It's contact. Balliner's into the wall. Balliner's into the wall. There's massive damage to a couple of the cars behind. A lot of drivers going off here early on, and there's already a safety car.
I know.
It's Henk Peters got a 5-second penalty. A lot of front wing pieces flying off. So quite a hectic start. Stein is retired from the session. A lot going on in this start, as there's a glitch on the leaderboard. Now he's returned to his correct place, as Kerem was showing at first. But MK17 managed to get a good start, holds on to 1st place. Now it's going to be interesting to see the different strategies on the guys starting on the softs. Would you pit right now? Would you stay out? What kind of strategy are these guys going to stick with? Just Chris
I'm going to say that they're gonna stay out, because overtaking is just so difficult, and I think they'll be wanting to pit to the hards around lap 12. So lap 1 safety car isn't really a thing for these guys to take into consideration.
They're faking going into the pits. One of them is gone. Is that Matthias got damaged, so those drivers that got damaged, most of them are coming in. There's a lot of guys on the pit stops. Most of them are going to put on the medium tires to do the 2-stop strategies then to the end. So a lot of changes on the strategies, as Balliner, James, Matthias and Sam all went into the pits on this lap 1 safety car.
Okay, so Alex made up a lot of positions, 5, and Xavi Mateos even more, 6. So it's quite interesting.
Put the position change here. Yes, so Alex is shown to have moved up 6. Marcus moved up 7. Actually, so great start for both those two, but they're both on the soft tires still. They did not do that reverse strategy. Just Chris moving up important places. 6th place with the medium tires will be one to watch out. But the top 5
quite strong this weekend. They're 3rd and 6th.
Yes, they both avoided the hectic start collisions. And they're all up there fighting, being contenders for possible victory, as the safety car will probably go on for one more lap. Now, the first driver to have stopped is TRT James. Now going up to the mediums. I think you do another stop for medium tires again at the end, as will all of these 4 as they fake going into the pits again, and none of them are going to come in. That would have not been quite a smart tactic by them to come in once again. So let's see right here, MK17, can he hold this lead off? Not an easy place to overtake. That could put onto his favour, but can he hold it off, not do a mistake, and manage to carry on with the lead? And championship leader Kerem managed to climb up some places after his grid penalty. Now lies up in 5th.
I haven't noticed that. Wow. Yeah.
He did
I
a
don't know how I
great
didn't
start.
notice.
As did Ty. Ty started in 7th, now up to 3rd. So that started making quite a few changes on the order of how the drivers stack up. As safety car could come in on this lap, the field is closed up already. As Matthias' last car is already closed into the rest. We've already had one retirement on the first lap, and that was the Racing Point of Stein. Scored a point last race, not going to have the same fortune today. Is already retiring. The safety car is coming in this lap. So now MK17 is going to back out the field and get ready for the restart. On lap number 4, they could stretch those softs for a little bit more and make a pit stop for the hards, go to the end of the race. A lot left going on in this race. So
he's too close to the safety car.
yes, he did not get such a gap to the safety car here. Safety car's already pulled in, so he can go whenever he wants. Has not gone yet. They're very close to the line. As Wakandara's got a 5-second penalty for collision with Kerem on all that safety car slowing down. Wakandarari and Kerem all went together and ended up making collision. A 5-second penalty that could well be removed. As side by side there is Javi Mateus and Just Chris are in the wall. They're in the wall and Just Chris is out of the race. They all tried to. Sam is also out of the race. What a disaster restart there.
I'm not sure what happened. Oh, and Alfa Romeo. That's Balliner again.
Balliner again has gone off. Back in last place. So what happened there? Marcus got such a great restart. Tried to pull alongside Just Chris. None of them felt like backing off. So they both came together. I believe Marcus has some damage to the front wing. I don't know if he should come into the pits, but the top two getting quite a gap here. But wow, Just Chris had a great chance of getting a good result in this first start in this season. There's a collision that's mad. Yoda speak has gone off actually. Dropping back to last.
Maybe he let him through.
Oh, Alex is disconnected. Like Alex is disconnected. Is back in 14th. Ghosting, so not having good luck with his internet today. As a Monster trying to stay within the DRS range of MK17, it's going to be difficult here. Still on 8/10 is the gap between those two. And seeing no one coming into the pits to replace the front wing. Ivan Mateus lucky there to not get damaged, and lucky to have not been overtaken by a Vesta. Stays there in 6th place, a great start, moved up 8 positions in total after lap 1. And Kimi as well, a great start by both of the Williams, climbing up a lot of places. They're both in point scoring positions as Jaffaroon is joined back again. And finally, his name is back on. Now he's disconnected once more, but we finally have his name on the leaderboard. And see if he can get onto his car and stay there. We hope he can. But then finishing lap number 5, Monster is the fast lap of the race, still very close to MK17. DRS is now enabled, and those 6/10 he still has a shot at closing up to MK17 and maybe try to move at one of the DRS zones.
Peter is really close
to TRT James. They're all very close right there to Kimi. Kimi quite holding them up here. Those James, Hank Peter and Balliner have all pitted, so they have those fresh tyres. I think they're all gonna have to do another stop. They're not gonna go into the end of these tyres. Matthias put on the softs again, so
fatal mistake for Matthias.
Yeah, and he's lost the place. He's lost the place for Balliner. They're still side by side here. There's contact. There's contact between them. Now he drops back into 13th. Balliner moves up a place after that disastrous start. MK17 holding on to that lead, as unfortunately you cannot see the gaps anymore between the drivers. Hope it comes back soon. So
Yeah, they're back.
yeah, now they're coming back as they all cross the line. Monster 5/10. If he stays this close, forces MK17 to a mistake, he could get that first place. But of course, to watch out as well, the drivers on the alternate strategy. First one on a different set of tires. Now I believe it's a Vesta. I'm gonna put on the tires they fitted on, and yes, a Vesta. Then on those medium tires he started outside the top 10, so got to start on them. He could do a one stop easily. I don't know what strategy will he pick up. Could go for a two stop, going for could go for a two stop as well, onto two sets of softs. So I don't know if that would work out for him. X18, Marcus, Kimi, all on the medium tires. As TRT James really close to the back of the Williams, not going to be able to overtake right now. Holds back, and is going to try to overtake later on. So
oh, Kimi makes a mistake.
Oh, Kimi made a mistake there.
By two cars. Around the outside goes Balliner.
Balliner gets past. Matthias could get past Kimi. He's going to have DRS here, as will Kimi be. But can he make it? Goes to the inside on this straightaway. Late on the brakes goes Matthias and gets past Kimi up into 12th after that mistake he did a couple laps ago. So dropping back a couple places is Kimi. Not a very good lap for him. Lost out 3 positions only on that little mistake he did. So 2 leaders still within 5-6 tenths of a second. No mistakes by either drivers here. Both getting away pretty easily from Wakanda Raring, who actually got past Ties here for 3rd. So Karam still in 5th position.
Is really close.
Yes.
Karam makes a mistake.
Karam made a mistake, and Marcos now goes past into 5th place. What a race by Marcos so far. Let's hope he can keep up these positions. As Karam, great pace from a Vesta as well on the medium tires, keeping up to some of the soft runners, not being able to overtake them, as it's something really challenging in this circuit. And Monster's still not able to overtake for the lead of the race. Karam's going to try going around the outside of Marcos here into turn 1. Marcos will try to keep that place, forces Karam onto the curbs. Marcos stays ahead for the moment, as Marcus and TRT James on a fight right there. Marcus holds onto his position.
Yeah, there was a little bit of touching, but no damage, fortunately.
TRT James still pretty close here. Unfortunately, no DRS on this part of the track, so I don't think he will be able to overtake the Renault. He'll stay there in 10th position for the moment. So MK17, 7 tenths ahead of Monster, being able to hold on to that lead and not do any mistakes here. Got a great start, and I think that must be enough to take the victory here today if he does not do any mistakes. They should be pitting us some laps soon here. Of course, not now, I believe. There's a predicted strategy set around lap 12, so could keep an eye out for the guys pitting soon. Karam not close enough to put a move on Mark. The yellow flag's Kemi. MK17's done a mistake. He's spun, and he's gone off. Now losing a lot of places here. He spun off at turn 1. We said that making a mistake was all Monster needed, and now he comes back onto the track in 11th. What a disaster for MK17 from the lead of the race. One little mistake now drops back to 11th. Hank Peter's so close there to MK17, unfortunately not being able to pass. We'll see what can he do there, but Monster now a comfortable lead, and I believe he could hold it on for quite a while, and get away from Wakanda Raring. He's been doing that for a couple laps now. No DRS for the moment, of course, for him. Now he, on the lead of the race, does not have anyone close up in front. So as Hank Peter gets past MK17, I'm pretty sure the Ferrari has a bit of damage. He's trying to defend that position. They're both wheel to wheel here. Hank Peter now gets past them. Ties goes into the pits. Early stop here, lap 11. goes on to the pit box.
James.
Kerem also in the
DRS
pit.
goes beside Marcus.
And can he get the move done? And he gets the move done.
I think.
And down the inside goes Balliner as well. Gets past. Takes the advantage that Marcus could not take the good lane on that corner. Balliner moves up into 7th. As Thijs, Kerem and MK17 all went into the pits. Alex is disconnected, unfortunately, once again. Now, on the hard tyres, Thijs is going to stretch him out to the end of the race. That undercut, I don't know if he could go... I don't know if he could still go faster than Wakandarering, but if he could be quite an advantage here for him. But, oh, he's gone off. Tyres gone off now on the fresh tires. Has he got him? He's got damage there. He does.
He's got damage and plates gone.
And as Yoda Speed gets past Kimi for 10th, Tyres now with that mistake still ahead of Kerem, but that little piece of front wing is going to cost him a lot of time. As Wakanda Raring goes into the pits, oh, he's saving those 5 seconds for that collision with pretty sure it was Kerem.
How did Alex do that lap?
Yeah, he's ghosted. I don't know what happened. But fast lap the race. Okay. As Wakanda is serving that penalty, still ahead of Thijs due to that mistake. Hank Peter will go back in 14th, side by side with MK17. He backs out, back onto 15th. So Monster on the lead, should pit soon. Wonder if he's going to go into the hard tyres. He is going to come out very close to GPL Jaffa Baboon, or the mid-pack entirely could come close to him. Yellow flag sector 2, Marcos.
Who's Marcos?
Marcos has retired. Yeah, I think he's lost the control of the car. As Monster now goes into the pits. It's our 4th retirement of the day. 4th retirement of the day for FNR Marcus. Virtual safety car, that's fallen great into the hands of Monster and Marcos, both onto the pits, so they're going to gain a couple spots. X18 also into the pits, Kimi into the pits as well. Both on those medium tyres, they're going to put on the hards to go to the end. As Monster, even though that stop, is in 10th position. And we've got he's in second, sorry.
Vesta hasn't pitted yet. Yeah.
Marcos has got a drive through.
That is a shame. You had such a good
on
race.
The exit. Yeah, he came out to the pits a little bit before the virtual safety car ended, so the Delta starts accounting from there. But really unfortunate for him. What a race he was doing. I hope he can get back that for that time that he lost. Now, Monster still 4 seconds clear of Balliner, who has to pit again, as is TRT James. Yoda Speak's going to have to pit as well. But Marcus has benefited from that virtual safety car in one way, but that drive-through is going to set him all the way back, I believe, behind Kerem. It's not a very long pit lane. It doesn't lose that much time, but it's gonna have to come in one way or another. As,
he's quite slow going in.
Yeah, it does not want to get a speeding penalty there. Kerem back into the pits. What happened to him?
I'll look at the incidents.
Javi Mateos gonna come out
those were the two who got speeding.
Oh, so
Kerem's got a drive-through again. Last race he had it too.
Oh, like he did on last race, another mistake could cost him now some important points. So another glitch. We have GPL Jaffa Baboon showing up in first place. He's not there on the race itself. He is in between Wakanda Raring and Thijs and still having to pit. So Avesta, currently the leader of the race, going to pit somewhere soon. He's on the medium tyres, tyres that he started on. Monster closing up on him on those fresh hards. Got really lucky at the virtual safety car, didn't he? And now getting a gap. Now all he's gonna hope is to not get a penalty, so that he could still get the victory here by a distance.
Sales probably going for a move down the inside of Hank Peter.
Not yet.
He's not gonna make it.
He tried to go on the inside, not enough to get past the Alpha Tauri. He will hold back into 12. So stays there. That unfortunate penalty, setting him back to 12. Could have been up there with Wakanda Raring and Tice. I believe he still has a bit of damage. And that should be why he's losing out time to Wakanda Raring, and he does have damage to that left end plate. He's lost it, so MK17 could still get past him. X18 holding Hank Peter. Can he hold him for too long? No, he can't. Hank Peter goes on the inside and gets past him up into 10th place and into the points. He will go as the two Williams right behind, as Jaffa Baboon now goes into the pit. Sylvester on the lead of the race, will go into the pits soon. Only he has not pitted yet.
I can't see
as well
how
as
many laps he drove on them.
yeah, he started on those tyres, so pretty sure he did those 17 laps, but it's shown 0 for me as well.
Yeah.
As is Yoda Speaks tyres, who also started on them, shown 0 laps. Kerem goes past Kimi for 13, trying to make up for the drive-through, as well as what happened to Javi Mateos. Javi Mateos could still get past X18 here for 11th, who'll try to make his way back onto the points after that mistake. But Avesta clear out in front. Is he going to come into the pits
Jeff
now?
Mateos
Yes, he will.
great.
So as Javi Mateos is going to go for the move here for 11th. Very close between the two of them. Manages to get it done. As Monster now moves into the lead of the race from Balliner and TLT James. Avesta now out to the pits. Can he come out ahead of Ties? And he will. Come back in 7th, provisional 3rd. 6th actually, as there is that glitch with Alex shown in 1st place, but he is currently bottom of the table in 14th. So everyone from what they're showing now, they move up a place. Monster in the lead, Balliner 2nd, James in 3rd, but they both have to pit yet, as does Yoda Speak. So Yoda Speak's going to carry out those tyres for really long, probably to around lap 25, somewhere like that. He could carry on those hards. There's Jaffa Baboon now back into the session. I don't know if his name is, I don't know if he's going to show up back in 14th so you can have the accurate standings, but for now we can see that Monster clear out ahead by quite some seconds from Wakanda Raring. I believe he did a mistake right there in turn 1. He did, but not losing out that much. Lost out some 5 seconds maybe to from 5 tenths, sorry, to the guys behind him. As Ties now and MK17 going for a battle here. Oh, they're both really tight between each other. The same tag of crash with Josh Chris and Javi Mateos has now happened with Ties and MK17. The other Haas driver now, more damage, fortunate not to retire, but now he's going to have to come in for a new front wing. He's got both of the end plates destroyed. MK17, does he have damage? Apparently not. Hank Peter now moves past Ties. Javi Mateos will move past him very soon. So that is a very tight place on the track, which two cars cannot go side by side, and it's very difficult to avoid a collision, as we've seen it happen once with Just Chris and Javi Mateos, now happened twice. Oh, and a little bit of a touch there between X18 and Tyres. Tyres goes onto the gravel. X18 moves up into 11th. As Kerem now will move past Tyres for 12. Flies past him for 11th actually. And yes, he does. So, oh, you had to speak. It's gone off. No, and into the wall at turn number 3, entering turn number 4. The banking gone off. Now retires from the session. He was onto the hard tires. Oh, and the virtual safety car once more. Nobody in the pits.
It's hard, I think.
It still shows Jaffa Baboon. Still shows Jaffa Baboon in first. But he is still in 12th at the moment, as Matt has retired. So 13 cars still on the track. 5th retirement of the day. Yoda speak. Unfortunately, his 2nd retirement of the season. Virtual safety car is going to end soon. Monster with a brilliant gap up in front. More than 10 seconds clear of Wakanda Raring, as MK17 has got himself a drive-through penalty for speeding. X18's got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, as TRT James now into the pits for his last stop. Puts on the hards to go to the end of the race. And he's going to come out very tight with Hank Peter, I believe. And he will... Oh, they're going to come out side by side. No, Hank Peter will keep that position. Stay up in 7th. 6th actually, with Jaffa Baboon being shown in first place.
I'm not sure why is he still there.
I don't know. He returned to the session, didn't he?
Yeah.
Still showing as ghosted, but he is currently 12th as Ty has made another stop. So still pretty clear gap between everyone at the moment. Not many battles ongoing. TRT James trying to close up to Hank Peter. Tyres does yet another pit stop as he retires from the session in the pit lane. Think he would have tried to do a fast lap outside the top 10, but he's not going to try that. He parks his car, retires. 6 retirements today, as opposite to only 1 last weekend. So not the cleanest of races for most of these drivers. So fortunately retired onto the pit, so no safety cars nor virtual safety cars are gonna come on. So Monster still these still 10 seconds 9 seconds actually to Wakanda Raring. So Wakanda Raring is closing up actually. A Vesta behind Wakanda Raring trying to close up as well. MK17 needs to serve a drive-through, I believe. He did not serve it yet.
Made a mistake. Kerem going down the inside, they're side by side. I can't see it. I'm inviting.
And they're side by side right there. Kerem will get the position from X18, moves up into 10th. X18 of course has got that 3-second penalty, so I don't believe his chance of points are very high at the moment. He's gonna have to count with one of these drivers retiring from the session. Kimi could still get past him. Remember, Jaffa Baboon is behind him. X18 currently in 10th, as MK17 is going to serve his drive-through penalty. Should fall back to around 9th. They're trying to do a move. Hank Peter defending again on the outside like he did to Xavi Mateos. Holds on to 6th position. MK17 comes out right ahead of Kerem in 9th. It was supposed to be a fight for the win for MK17. Unfortunately, that mistake and that drive-through, I'm going to put him set back in 8th for the moment, as that showing Jaffa Baboon in first is getting really confusing here. Has he done a mistake once again?
MK17 goes wide, Kerem down the inside.
Kerem to the inside, he's going to get the DRS on the next time round. Trying to pull the move off. Can he get close enough to get a move on the next corner here? Don't believe he can. So he's going to have to wait a little bit more to try to get past the Ferrari. even though that mistake, Kerem will stay in ninth for the time being. So Wakanda Redding is definitely closing that gap up to Monster.
ERT James down the inside. Peter side by side.
Now he's got him. They're both side by side going to the tight section. James backs out.
That was close.
And that was indeed very close. We had 2 incidents there before. TRT James did not want to make it 3, so he'll hold on to that 6th place for the moment. So those 9 seconds between Monster and Wakanda Redding, even though the McLaren's closing up, it's not going to be enough. There's only have 13 laps remaining in the race. So quite far back is Jaffa Baboon, so I don't believe he can get points today. Monster Ballon is still gonna have to come into the pits for another set of tires, and now he comes in.
He's pitting.
Yeah, he would have to come in one time or another. He's gonna go into the softs. These softs can make it to the end of the race. Just having Mateus got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. James now trying once again to get past Hank Peter, and 3rd time will be the charm. He'll get past and move up into 4th place ahead of Hank Peter. Balliner now comes back on track at 6th, but on the soft tires he's gonna get a good chance of getting past those 2 up in front. I
believe has 10% of ERS and Hank Peter has 60%. So he might get back at him.
Yes, he could still get, even though those tires are a bit older, the hard tires do not make such a difference when they wear this much, so Hank Peter could still get the position from James. Going a little bit wide there. Balliner's all over the back of him, so I believe Balliner's still going to get him right here. He's going to get him on this straight here. Goes to the outside, not the optimal lane going into the corner, but goes ahead. Hank Peter lets him go past. Moving up into 5th is Balliner in his first race in VRL. He'll probably get past TRT James on this straight right here. And the battle between James and Hank Peter will go on further for 5th. As Balliner goes past, moves up to 4th. And now he could still try to get a Vesta. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really close. But if he can get around half a second per lap, which I think it's not impossible, he is going to reach out to the Mercedes for the podium place. Wakanda Redding doing a great job as a reserve. He finished in 5th on the last race, driving for Renault that time round. Now running in 2nd, so he's going to get a high position on the standings. Not a good race for Kerem. MK17, Samra who retired, and Ento who's not participating, so all the 4 drivers who finished ahead of him in Vietnam, they had a problem. They are far back as Vesta's got a 3-second penalty. That'll make things easier for Balliner to catch him for that last podium place. Yes, I believe he did.
Oh no, sorry, it was someone else.
No, it was that 5th place. There's that 5-second penalty that he got on the beginning for that collision, but he served it. Still running there 9 seconds behind Monster. Still 5 seconds between Balliner and Vesta. So Balliner on the soft tires. Has he done the fast lap of the race? Yes, he did a fast lap inside the top 10. As I don't know what happened to that lap from Alex. Zone 110.2. That's like qualifying pace on the medium tires. So some kind of glitch happened, but he's gonna have the fast lap from inside the top 10. That 111.0.
MK17 right behind Chevy Mateos.
So there still could be a battle in for 7th on the end of this race here. Even though the drive-through penalty cost him positions, Chevy Mateos doing a great job to keep up the P7, to still being P7 there, surviving all the crashes. And no ERS, that's going to make things easier for MK17, really close on the straight. As MK17 down the inside, moves past him up into 7th, but I believe the Ferrari has a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken. So at the moment, 7th on track. He is low in fuel. MK17 is going to need to save a bit more, and Xavi Mateos could still get him before the end of this race. As a cruise there for the Red Bull of Monster. The gap is reducing, but I don't believe he is pushing.
Monster has 100% of ERS.
He's saving a lot. He's 9 seconds clear of P2, and still with that much ERS, he could try to do a fast lap here. I don't know if he can beat Ballon this time, but he could still do a lap here. Maybe challenge for another point, which could make things very, very good for him at the end. He's really flying today, quite dominant after the mistake of MK17. They're the two contenders as well as Balliner, but Balliner had that collision early on in the first lap, which set him back massively. He will still get a podium place, so not much going on track at the moment. Hank Peter trying to get close to TRT James again for 5th. So we got 8 laps remaining in the race. The order currently Monster. Go on.
I don't think Balliner is gonna make it to Avesta. He's not catching at all.
Yes, he's not catching much. He does not have a lot of ERS. Neither does Avesta actually. But those soft tires, they fell apart pretty quickly, as it seems to Balliner. So Avesta still has a chance here of keeping that podium place. So 1 second provisionally is the gap between them. So it's going to be very close at the end. Balliner's going to have to just keep up the pace on the soft tires. Maybe push up a little bit more. I think he's going to need it. Order right now, as with 8 laps remaining in the race, Monster in the lead, from a Canderari in 2nd, Avesta Racing in 3rd, Balliner in 4th position, trying to catch Avesta for 3rd and last podium spot. TRT James in 5th has cleared Hank Peter from his DRS. Hank Peter runs 6th. MK17 in 7th. Xavi Mateos runs in 8th. Kerem in P9 as X18 on the last points place in P10. The disconnected Mercedes of Jaffa Baboon, has he come back? He's still ghosting.
No.
So I don't believe he's going to get a point today. Here comes 7 laps remaining as Monster crosses the line, as no one having DRS at the moment. Kerem is still closing up to Xavi Mateos. Could be a fight to the end. 3.4 seconds between Avesta and Balliner. We could still have that fight on the end. Balliner could still close up to those 3 seconds. However, he's going to hope that those tires do not get too slow, so he does not lose out the place to Avesta on, as the tire will be degrading. And see, he's got under 3 seconds. He's going to get it under it pretty soon, as he does right now. So currently in 3rd place is Balliner. Kerem trying to close up, trying to still get that P8 from Xavi Mateos. It could still happen there. They're 5/10 apart from each other. Is Kerem and Xavi Mateos having not good races for either of them. Both had some pretty bad luck.
Yeah, both had a drive-through.
Yes, so
that's why they're so far back.
Yeah, but look, they're gonna still fight up here. Hank Peter has got back on the DRS to TRT James. Could still close up to TRT James a little bit more. Try to do a move on the last laps. Balliner is keeping up to 2.9 seconds. It's very close between him and Avesta. So this is going to be very, very close at the end of the race. That 3-second penalty playing in favor of Balliner is not going to catch him on track, but he would do on the penalty of Avesta. Avesta did his fastest lap of the race on the last time round at 1:12.0 on lap number 31. So a great lap by him. He's got back in the 3 seconds and above it from Balliner. This is going to be very, very
really
close.
I don't know if he's going to go for it.
Trying to go on the outside, didn't work out. He's going to try to go turn 1 on the next time by. As 2 tenths separating them. Oh, he got a pretty good exit on the last corner. He's going to get it right here. Goes to the outside of Xavi Mateus. Xavi Mateus tries to fight back. They touch, and Xavi Mateus has spun. Trying to defend his 9th position, didn't work out, spins out, and now he shouldn't hope those tires do not get too much up to temperatures, so he could still hold on to P9 from X18. But a little mistake right there, trying to defend that position. That did not work out for him, as Balliner closes back up to 2.5. Now he's pretty comfortable. He's now in that gap pretty comfortably. Monster's going to cross the line right now to go to 3 laps to go, I believe. No, 4 actually. So 4 laps remaining for Monster. It still shows Alex is first, so I believe the lap count only changes as Alex crosses the line. But Monster, what a race he's been doing. He did a good qualifying lap, very close to the front row. He was 300 apart from pole, but he made up for with Balliner crashing out of lap 1 and MK17 his mistakes, so he kept his wing clean the whole race through, and that's what it's gonna make him probably get the win right here. I don't want to jinx it, but he seems pretty comfortable to take the first win of his career in VRL. 2.6 seconds between Balliner and Avesta. It's that gap has been stable on a couple laps, but then Balliner takes out a little bit more on the other one, so I believe he is going to stay on those 3 seconds and get that podium spot. So how odd to see 3 reserves on the podium. That's a first time actually. Monster is a reserve replacing King Enzo at Red Bull, Wakanda Raring replacing Papine at McLaren, and Balliner replacing Nick Pancras at Alfa Romeo. So these 3 are going to make a full reserve driver's podium in this race. I didn't think that could happen. We saw that those 2 were we saw that Monster and Balliner were pretty fast early on. I didn't think Wakanda Raring could have been up there. I really thought one of the other 2 drivers, one of maybe Kerem, maybe MK17 would stay up with those guys on the podium, but it's pretty surprising to see them up there as X18 goes into the pits to put on fresh soft tires. Shows 33 laps. It's showing 33 laps on his tires. It's MK17 and Hank Peter going side by side. A little bit of contact, but MK17 gets out 6th place. On the penultimate lap we go.
He's not gonna have the ERS, so he's got to defend from Hank Peter, who's got more ERS than him. Oh, look at the closing
and here
speed.
he goes. He puts on the overtake mode.
The inside.
Goes to the inside. They're gonna be really close. They touch. I believe he got ahead. MK17 tried to fight back, didn't work out. Kerem's into the pits now to try to go for the fast lap. He'll hand over P8 to Xavi Mateos. I really don't know why Karen went into the pits, to be honest.
It's interesting because he's gonna lose out at least 1 point.
Yes, he'll go back in 9th, still ahead of Kimi. X18 went into the pits. He's gonna do a fast lap outside the top 10. As we're gonna go into the final lap right now. If Monster gonna cross the line. So here we go then. One last time around Zandvoort for F2 today. 8 seconds clear of Canderering behind. There's nothing ahead of him, and doesn't see a lot of it on his rear view mirrors, so he is way clear of the car's back. Balliner 2.5.
Almost no ERS.
Can he pull the move off? Hank Peter will hold on. Oh, they tried to go down the inside. There's a lot of contact. That was a very optimistic dive. He let Hank Peter go through and back up to 6th. What a fight you could have here. There's still one more DRS zone to go for these two. He got a pretty good exit here. Could go for a move. Oh, they're nearly going into the grass. Backs off. Does not go for a move yet. As through the last corners goes Monster to cross the line. 2 last corners for the Red Bull driver, replacing Enzo today in his first race in VRL. He'll take the checkered flag for the first win of Red Bull in the season. First win for Monster. He'll take that first place. The glitch is putting Alex in first place, but Monster takes the win on a dominant drive. Wakanda in second place, and to Avesta took those 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Balliner could not close up enough. Me neither. Avesta will keep that podium magically. Holds on, Balliner on the soft tires, and he keeps on to 3rd place. Balliner finishes in 4th. James holds on to 5th. MK17 finishes 6th. Hank Peter comes home in 7th. Xavi Mateos will cross the line in P8. Kerem, not a very good P9.
Did he get the fast lap? Question.
I didn't see that, as Kimi will get the final point spot. Last car to cross the line is X18. Unfortunately, a glitch is not going to show the correct podium, but a win for Monster, a win for Red Bull. It's shown driver of the day as Jupiter Jaffa Baboon, but that was a glitch on the timings. What a race we've had here. It was not pretty easy for overtaking. Not the correct podium that it's showing, but it is Monster on top actually. Very different from what it's shown right here. So he'll take those 25 points. We'll see who got the fastest lap in the end from the top 10.
Yeah, that was Karam.
It was, so he will get at least 2 points actually. After that disastrous chase, he'll keep up the 2 points actually.
No, he'll
before
get 3
he
points
pitted.
because he's P9.
Ah yeah, there's the glitch with Alex. He did a 10.9 later on at the soft tires. Monster taking a win from a Canderering to reserve drivers doing a 1-2 with Avesta in P3, his first race in the season. Didn't quite get to race in Vietnam. Balliner racing. Balliner comes home in 4th, another reserve. TRT James 5th. MK17 finishes 6th. Hank Peters 7th. Marcos in 8th. Karam in 9th. And Kimi in the last podium spot. So you can invite the top 3 to the podium interviews. Is Monster, Wakanda and Avesta.
Let me see. Avesta, Monster, and Wakanda wearing. So something that wasn't shown on screen was that Matthijs got a puncture in the somewhere in the last lap. So that's why MK17 finished ahead of Matthijs.
Ah, that makes sense. I didn't quite see that.
Yeah, Matthijs said it in the F2 chat, so that's why.
So here we go. Here we have a first interview Vakanderering, the reserve, getting another great finish, his first podium in the league. So, what was it like keeping up the pace and staying out of trouble throughout the race? A great drive, making it up to P2. Gives your thoughts on how the race went.
Thank you. I'm not so that good in English, but I had a contact in the first lap with I think a Mercedes driver. I'm sorry for that because he retired, and I'm sorry for that. I'm just happy for this podium.
So, after all that happened on the last race, finishing in P5 with the fastest lap, this time getting P2, very close to the championship lead actually. Do you believe you can still fight for the title with Kerem or any other driver?
Maybe. I think maybe. If I can get a car.
So, thank you for the interview and a great drive today, and congratulations on finishing second here.
Thank you.
So we'll move on to Monster, who joined us for the interviews. What a win here! Getting past Balliner due to the incident and the bad start, and then getting past MK17 due to that mistake. Keeping a clean race was the key today, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was. After a terrific start and the spin from the Ferrari, it was a pretty clean and easy race for me, I must say. So yeah, I'm pretty happy for it, for the race and for the win.
So I'll ask the same question as I did to Vakanderering. You are, I believe, 2 points down on Kerem for the lead of the championship. Now, do you believe if you get to race from now on, if you get a solid seed, could you still fight for that first place in the championship?
Yes, I think so. I definitely got the pace for it, and yeah.
Alright, so thank you very much and enjoy your victory here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I don't think we got Avesta to join us for the interviews. He has not joined the party. Oh, he is. I didn't see that. So great to have you here, Avesta. Was a good drive there at the end, making it. It was very tricky to keep the position on the penalty to Balliner, even though he had the soft tyres. How tense it was, and how difficult it was to keep up the position to Balliner and keep up the podium. Unfortunately, we're not listening to Vesta. At least not yet. So hope we can get an answer from him soon. So yeah, it's his sound is not been shared still. He joined the party pretty recently, so.
Avesta, can you speak a little louder?
Not listening to him yet. You should wait
Avesta, have you turned on your sounds to someone else?
So, see here. Haven't got a response from me yet, so we're gonna wait a little bit to see if we can.
We can't hear you on the stream, so that's why.
Yes.
No.
I mean, I can't hear him either. Like not even in the party, not only in the stream, but let's hope we can get this fixed soon enough.
Okay, so yeah, I think that was the race.
Yep, so we've had a good race here at Zandvoort. and now it's going to be really tight between the top 3 drivers. Monster, Wakanda Raring and Avesta finishing on the podium, but Kerem with the win on the last race, who will stay close to those drivers. MK17 is going to stay close to them as well on the point, so very tight fight for the lead of the championship. We hope to see you for the next race in VRL. I believe it's going to be next weekend. So we'll see you then and for round 3 of VRL, but that is it for Zandvoort, and we hope you enjoyed tomorrow's race at 12:30 UK for VRL F1.